So this is the picture that we'll be using to explain the concepts or the topics that we're going to be talking about in this video series. So if you work in the automation environment in manufacturing factories, you must have this picture in your head. It is usually in a shape of a pyramid. I just have it like this because of space constraints. So there are different variations of this type of image, but all these diagrams explain the same thing. They try to capture the philosophy of how automation is laid out in your manufacturing environment. So this is my version that I've made, and I've just made it like this to show the topics that we are going to be covering in this video series. So just by having this image in your head, it will help you visualize the level that you can aim to get to if you want to improve your knowledge in automation. You can look at it like as some kind of vision board. For instance, depending on where you are in these layers, you can then make goals for yourself that, okay, fine, I am in instrumentation and in a few years time, I am to be learning PLCs or get up to reporting. It is a good way to gauge yourself in terms of how you want to progress in improving your knowledge in the automation environment. I'll explain these layers as I go along. So if you are going into an interview as well, and if you have this picture in your head, you'll be able to tell where the interviewer is with the questions that they are asking. So already in your head, you know that, okay, so if he's asking a question like this, then it means that he's dealing with PLCs, field networks, or instrumentation. It can really help you move along with the interviewer instead of being confused about how the interview is going. Another way that this picture is useful is that usually a job interview will consist of like 3 main parts. So you'd have the technical knowledge side, where they test you how good you are in your technical knowledge, and they try to find out the experience that you have. Then you'll have like those culture fit questions, and unfortunately I can't help you with those because it really has to do with your character. Then you can get those questions that will test your strategic thinking as well as what you're going to be bringing into the business. Usually that's where they ask you in terms of project management, and if you were to be given money, where would you start? Maybe they might give you a case or a problem that they have in their business, and then they ask you how would you solve that. When you have this picture, it makes it easy for you because you already know the layers of automation that are used in a manufacturing environment. And depending on the size of the project, as you move up in this pyramid, the costs of doing projects in certain layers, they really increase significantly. So you need to be careful in how you answer that questions. You must make sure that you always start with the basics, things like that, to show that you are not technology crazy, but you can actually analyze things from the bottom up. So having this picture, you'll then be able to draw up a strategy of how you would invest, or which projects you'd invest in if you were to be given money as an automation engineer to do some improvements in your plants. This can also help you research the technology in the different layers. So if you know what's going on, or the new things that are being used in instrumentation, perhaps you may want to invest there. Obviously you need to give your reasons, as well as maybe if you want to invest in field networks, but we will go into the strategic questions in the later videos, or maybe like the last videos that we're going to do. But for now, we are going to focus on the technical questions that you usually get in an interview.